About a week ago, our former Prime Minister Tony Blair put in a call to Colonel Qaddafi. Whatever was said doesn't seem to have changed the Libyan dictator's mind, however close these two might once have been. Under Blair's premiership, Qaddafi was almost rehabilitated as a respectable foreign leader. Only a couple of years ago, in return for renouncing terrorism, Britain offered to train the Colonel's special forces, the very people who are now keeping this murderous madman in power. Not that the reputations of very many other British political leaders have been enhanced by close contact with the Colonel. It was on the watch of another former Prime Minister, Gordon Brown, that the convicted mastermind of the Lockerbie terrorist bombing was released from a Scottish jail on humanitarian grounds. He was said to be weeks away from death by cancer. 18 months on, he's still living in Tripoli, though these days he might feel a little bit safer back in Scotland. Qaddafi has long been recognised as a scheming and unpredictable individual, but Libya is rich in oil. It made the man wealthy and us cautious of upsetting him. But maybe we're now in danger of swinging too far the other way. The language of the current British government has become hostile, and its verbal eagerness to get involved militarily is in stark contrast to the public caution expressed from the American administration. There was also the slightly disagreeable sight of our new Prime Minister David Cameron on his recent Middle Eastern tour, just as the there he was, preaching peace with open arms by a delegation of British open arms dealers. You see, we're always keen to sell the means of military oppression, even if we can't afford the hardware ourselves. Mr. Cameron talked about imposing a no-fly zone on Libya, policed presumably by the Royal Air Force, which has just been so severely cut back at home that it is virtually a no-fly zone itself. A huge British aircraft carrier, however, is preparing to head for the Mediterranean, passing by Libya as close as you can get. She's HMS Invincible, once the pride of the Royal Navy's fleet, shortly on her way, under tow, to a Turkish scrapyard. You see, in this crisis, the British government talked big, but has been left looking very small. This is Ed Boyle for CBS News in London.